Mm. Court is in session and calls number. Hold on. Jefferson County Court at law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session and calls number 23 CCCR 0020. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Daniel Troy LeBlanc. Mr. LeBlanc, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. LeBlanc, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. LeBlanc, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. LeBlanc, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. LeBlanc?
Doing great, sir.
That's good. Now, Mr. LeBlanc, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Ryan Matuska. Attorney Matuska, how are you doing? Morning. And the state is represented in this case by Attorney Kobe Hopper. Attorney Hopper, how are you doing?
Good, yeah, thank you.
Now, just for the record, on yesterday, August 15th of 2023, a jury was selected in this case. A jury was seated, sworn in. The court received information from the state as well as the defense that Mr. LeBlanc will be entering a plea in this case. Is that correct, Mr. Matuska?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, and Mr. LeBlanc is waiving his right to a jury trial. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, Mr. LeBlanc, I have before me a document that is titled information.
Judge, quickly, the state's abandoning the enhancement paragraph proceeding on the lesser included offense of just terroristic threat, making it a Class B misdemeanor.
Okay. All right. Now, Mr. LeBlanc, what that basically means is your original charge is a Class A misdemeanor. However, the state is abandoning the enhancement portion of the charge of terroristic threat, which is a Class A, and by the state abandoning the enhancement, the family violence enhancement sentence, then it will reduce it down to a Class B. Okay, do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, you were already sworn in, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. LeBlanc, I have before me an information. In this information, it alleges that you, Daniel Troy LeBlanc, on or about February 3rd of 2023, that while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of terroristic threat, family violence. However, the state is abandoning the family violence phrase or paragraph, and so therefore, it's terroristic threat, okay, with imminent serious bodily injury. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Now, to this charge, this Class B misdemeanor charge of terroristic threat, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No conflict.
No contest, okay? I'm just writing on the misdemeanor, the misdemeanor plea admonishments that is terroristic threat, imminent serious bodily injury.
Yes,
I'm just writing that. Okay, hold on a minute. Now, Mr. LeBlanc, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. LeBlanc, I also have before me a document that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishments. It is also labeled as State's Exhibit number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, I guess, there's a signature, a set of initials on the line next to a box that says check Nola Contendere. Is your signature on this document? Okay, you can show that. Hold on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I saw it.
Okay. On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
On the next document, that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that are checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that
Yes, sir.
statement? The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that is titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. LeBlanc, before you sign and initial all of these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney, Mr. Matuska, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents that Mr. Matuska went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. LeBlanc, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State. I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, and State's Exhibit number 2, which is in the court's file, the probable cause affidavit. State, would you like to offer State's Exhibits 1 and 2?
Yes, sir.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection. State's Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Matuska, you advised and counseled Mr. LeBlanc. Is there any evidence that Mr. LeBlanc is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, sir.
And Mr. LeBlanc, your attorney, Mr. Matuska, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. LeBlanc, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. The court will take judicial notice of the court's file. And the court finds that the evidence is sufficient to find you guilty in this case. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
In exchange for a plea of guilty or no contest, state's free to recommend 150 days in the Jefferson County Jail and court costs. The defendant has a credit for 150 days, Judge. But we would get, has to be time served and also tax and retirement court costs.
Okay. Mr. LeBlanc, the state is offering that you serve 150 days in Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve 150 days in the Jefferson County Jail because you've already served 150 days in Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for the time that you've already served. The court costs in this case, you would not have to pay because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and retired. Mr. LeBlanc, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, Mr. LeBlanc, the court is going to follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. If you do not have anything else holding you in jail, you should be getting out of jail today. Okay, if you do not have anything else holding you in jail. Okay, so at this time, Mr. LeBlanc, you're gonna stand on the X next to your attorney. Oh, but just have a seat and she'll call you back up. Okay,
You sit right here, that far.
that's fine. Okay. And let me do this.